Hey everyone, so we're gonna make some of my infamous low-carb cheesecake. I'm eating some pecans because I love them. This is one of our faves for desserts, but if we've had a day where we've been eating nutrient dense all day long, sometimes it's good enough for just dinner. Just a little something, and it's loaded with protein, and it's got a little carbs and some fat. So it's not much different than, say, having eggs and bacon in terms of the micronutrients and macronutrients. So in here I have a cup of pecan halves. I'm going to add a teaspoon of truvia to this is going to be the graham cracker, the graham crust. A scoop of almond flour, which is about 2 tablespoons, give or take. I don't measure much about this either, I'm afraid to say. That's good. So we want it to look like sand, and we're going to add some melted butter to that, and that's going to be our base. I forgot to take the cream cheese out, so I want it to soften a little bit. Makes it a little more malleable. This is a really easy recipe, and you can make it in a whole cheesecake, a big one, but we like the mini ones because then you can eat the whole thing, and it's pretty guilt-free, and then you can freeze the other ones rather than eating a whole cheesecake, which, you know, we're all prone to have the capacity to do, right? Just being real here. So if I can eat the whole one, it's going to be a small one type of thing. And I do a lot of single serving size desserts for Madison because it's something he identifies with. He can eat the whole thing, you know what I mean? And he's an eat the whole thing kind of kid. So it works for us. Alright, so we're going to get the molds ready. The mini cheesecake molds. I might have enough for 5 of them, which is exactly how many molds I have. And I put them on a cookie sheet, like so. Put the little rings in the bottom. You want to make sure that the ridge side is down. Ridge side, that's the ridge side. So that when you unmold your cheesecakes, you can just slide them off the little trays. Alright, so this is all set. Now we're going to melt a little butter. A couple tablespoons. One of our other faves is pumpkin cheesecakes, mini pumpkin cheesecakes. Madison likes those too. I usually make those around the fall holidays. Once in a while, I'll spring and we'll have it in the spring or summer months as a special dessert, but usually it's a fall Christmas fave. Classic, you know. And in the cheesecake, we are gonna have eggs and a little splash of apple cider vinegar. That's my secret ingredient in my cheesecakes. That way you don't get that aftertaste that you sometimes get with baked goods and alternative sweeteners. Gives it a little aftertaste sometimes. So if you put lemon juice or apple cider vinegar in it, you don't have that problem. And vanilla, and we're going to use powdered sweetener, confectioner's powdered sweetener for keto sweet confectioner's powdered sweetener for the cheesecake itself. I like using the powdered sugar in the cake portion of it because it gives it a better texture. Alright, so now we're going to add in our melted butter and give that a little pulse. Beautiful. This is what you want it to look like. Alright, now we're going to spoon some of this into each one. I guess it would help if we took the So we're taking 2 good-sized scoops into each mold. And you want to evenly divide it so that we're going to bake these in the oven, you want everything to be even so that it bakes and cooks evenly. This is just such a simple yet awesome dessert. The true decadence of keto treats, let me tell you. And it's easy to make. You know, if you've got the molds and all the ingredients, it's easy. So then we're going to flatten it down with the back of the spoon, just like this. I'll show you in a sec. And that's what you want it to look like, even all the way around. And while these are baking, because these are only going to bake for like 8 minutes in a preheated oven, 350 degrees. While these are baking, we're going to make the filling. So you're literally going to have these put together and cooked off in just over an hour, which is awesome. This one wasn't even. Go. And then you stick them in the refrigerator to cool. These can be topped. You can top it with any of your favorite keto toppings, you know, more chopped nuts. You can make your own keto fruit jams or fruit spreads, or fresh fruit. Strawberries, blueberries, blackberries are best, raspberries, because they're low on the glycemic index if you are tolerant to having fruit. That's the lowest glycemic index. That's what you want to shoot for with keto, is making sure you're not spiking your blood sugar, because you don't want to be eating foods that spike your blood sugars. That's how you lose weight. That's how you get healthy. That's how you reduce inflammation. So if these were pumpkin cheesecakes, we would have added pumpkin spice to the mix. You can add cinnamon. All right. We're done with that. Put that away. We can put that away. We can throw this away. Clean as you go. She says that she has a sink full of dishes behind her. I still haven't done the dishwasher yet. Don't judge me. I'm human. With very little sleep under my belt last night. Right. Houston, we have a problem. Oh, it's in the dishwasher. Usually I have a whole list of things I'm making in the kitchen and I kind of get it all done at the same time. But I just haven't had enough sleep for that. The stress and worry that I'm dealing with is ridiculous. About all kinds of things. Some of it is out of my control, which makes it tough. Some of it is within my control, and I'm doing the best I can. We're listening to Frozen. While he's watching, I'm listening. Alright, so we want to soften up our cream cheese. Just mix it by itself until it's, you know, sticking to the sides of the bowl a little bit. That's how you know. And you're not getting a big lump in the mixer part of it. Now we're going to add the wet ingredients, which is 2 eggs room temperature. It's 1 whole brick of the cream cheese, by the way. And no, you're not going to use the low fat stuff. No fat free, no 1/3 reduced fat stuff. You want the full fat cream cheese. Alright, to that, we're going to add a couple capfuls of apple cider vinegar with the mother, shaken up. This is going to reduce any aftertaste. A little alchemy going on here. And 2 capfuls of vanilla. Try and use the good stuff if you can. You can make this, by the way. Get some organic grown vanilla bean, whole beans, and soak them in vodka. How hard is that? Save your money. You get more of it. All right. So you want it to look like this. It's a little lumpy still because it's not cool. It's not warmed up yet enough to room temperature, but we're kind of forcing it. We're going to add a 1/4 cup of the confectionery sugar. That's all you need. A little bit goes a long way with this stuff. So the powdered sugar blends a lot better. Get a better texture. perfect. That's what you want it to look like. Foamy, creamy, yum, goodness. And now we're just waiting for the crust to come out of the oven. We're gonna pour the mixture right onto the hot crust because they're going right, they're going right back in the oven. So there's no need to wait for them to cool. So if we were doing cheesecake, we would also be adding pumpkin pie spice to this, as well as pumpkin. All right, that's that. Take this off the thing and throw it in the sink. Excuse me. In this recipe, the only thing I really measure is the sweetener. As you can see, the rest of it I kind of eyeballed. And it'll go back in the oven for another 8 minutes. So Madison will be offered dinner, but he's had 2 nutrient-dense meals pretty close together, plus a snack. He may not be interested in dinner, and if he's not, then he might get offered this as dinner, just in case. So he's not hungry. All right. So this is the crust. It smells amazing, I have to say. I can show you, where are we? Yep, there they are in the back. I'm using my cast iron as a holder for the hot cookie sheet. So we're just gonna pour I do a little bit at a time at first to just cover the crust, and then I go back in and even out what's left, you know, a little daub in each one until I'm done with all of it, so that they're evenly distributed and they cook evenly. You don't want one cheesecake not set and the rest of them overcooked, that type of thing. For the scrapey scrape. So these will cook up a little bit. They'll fluff up a little. This is my #1 requested and rated keto dessert. I've made keto cakes, I've made keto brownies, cookies, all things keto, biscuits, cornbread, you name it. All the baked things. I've tried every single recipe. And this is mine. This is what I've tweaked for my own. Alright, so now they're going to go back in the oven. I can't lean them in too much, just because of the fact that they're still liquid. And they'll go back in the oven for 11 minutes. We'll do 11 minutes to start, and we'll check them at 11 minutes. And I'll be back when they're done, so you can see.